So you want to quantum leap your life, you want to quantum leap your income, you want to quantum leap your business. How you do life? That's the question that I hear from a lot of my clients and a lot of people in my community. I want a quantum leap. I want to shift into a whole new timeline and experience a whole new octave of reality, but I'm not sure how to get there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you one simple practice that will massively, massively move the needle on your clarity, your mental focus, your confidence, and your cash flow. So let's dive into it. I remember several years ago when I was making a quantum leap from the health and medical industry that I'd spent nearly 2 decades or over 2 decades in, into more of a consciousness, spiritual mentor role. And for those few years where I was making the transition, I observed a lot of noise that I continued to occupy or entertain in my life. So the number one thing that helped me make the shift very quickly is a reduced noise, distraction, and any form of distortion outside of me. And how I did that was I went through my life, started externally in my household. And I looked at all the drawers in my office and said, what are some of the things that I have kept notes on but I've never used? What are some of the implements or tools that I've used, that I've bought but I've never used? And I did a full decluttering of my office. Then I went to other rooms of the house and I continued to do that almost like a spring clean. And don't overlook the power of that because it sounds too simple to be powerful. And yet it is powerful because that's the first step in a string of steps that you would take that may encourage maybe 24 hours, maybe half a day, maybe even one day, 1 hour rather, where you just clear out all your drawers, physically and metaphysically. So you clear out everything that you have not used. Marie Kondo, keep what you love, you know, those types of things. So clear out your drawers, clear out your spaces. Then you go to, well, where am I entertaining noise in my conversations? Is it social media? Is it the apps on my phone? Is it the pings that I get as reminders or notifications? Turn those all off. If you haven't used an app in 3 months, delete it. Then you're now starting to work in freeing up space and time within your body, freeing up space and time within your mind. Then you go to your relationships. Are you reaching out to people because you feel guilty that you should? Or are you entertaining conversations with the three F's, friends, family, and fools, that you know do not often lead to great places? And so now you're starting to conserve energy. Now you're starting to be a practitioner of energy rather than defaulting to the victim of energy by living outside of you. So we're cleaning the drawers, we're cleaning your environment, we're removing distraction and distortion and dysfunction and disorder. Then we go inside and we start to say, what are the daily practices that are occupying space and time within my being, within my mind, that are not contributing to clarity? Maybe it's unhealthy habits. Maybe you're waking up too late. You're going to bed too late. Maybe you're watching things, incessantly on Netflix or YouTube or whatever it may be from there. And it's not adding value to you. It's really just filling space and creating noise within your being as a distraction. So as you're starting to look at the internal processes, what are you thinking about and feeling about on a daily basis? Are you writing your goals down? Are you investing 15 minutes of a morning or an evening to sit quietly or to listen to maybe some high frequency tunes, maybe some great songs that have some lyrics that support and nourish your soul, your mind, and your body? So we're looking at the external environment to reduce clutter and noise, and then we're looking to clear up the internal environment to do exactly the same thing. And over a period of a couple of days, you will notice that the noise reduces and what you are left with is space. Now, the first reaction to space is often a negative one. You might, for a couple of seconds, go, wow, this feels quite good. My ears aren't ringing with noise. My body's not vibrating with external attention and pressure. But then you'll think, I'm a bit bored. I need to be distracted right now. That's the point to notice. That's the point to be aware of. That can you hold space for yourself and your dreams and use your imagination to prime reality building from inside out? Can you now entertain using the space you have available to imagine what you want your cash flow to be like, the types of clients you want to work with, the types of lifestyle that you want to cultivate and nurture? Now is the time to do that. See, a lot of people get stuck in the hamster wheel of indecision because they have so much noise running their programs. Outside, they're constantly distracted. Inside, they're constantly distracted, and they're wondering why they're continually repeating this indecisive loop. I can never move ahead. I start something and I never finish. I've got shiny object syndrome. I get easily distracted. Whatever excuse you come up with to keep the status quo maintained and your reality from moving from what you currently are experiencing to what you prefer is the illusion. Create space, create some quiet for your senses so that you can receive information from your higher intelligence, from the quantum field, because you're constantly interacting with a field of infinite intelligence and infinite potentials. So while you've got noise running, you can't interact with that cleanly. So you might see nudges, but you won't act on them because you won't find them powerful enough or nudge worthy enough. That's a comment below, by the way, nudge worthy enough to lean into, because you're immediately taken into a side tangent. And now you've got an asymmetrical pattern running all day long. And no wonder you can't break through income ceilings. No wonder you return to income floors. No wonder you've got a business idea that you've had for 7 years that you haven't gotten off the ground yet. No wonder you still entertain the same circle of influence that occupies space and time within your being and also within your physical environment. So you feel you can't outgrow your environment, when in fact, the pure restlessness that's in you, that's calling you forward, that is promoting ideas that are contrary or different to what you are currently experiencing, is the very source and the golden ticket of an invitation for you to lean into something new. So do yourself a favor, start cleaning out your drawers, clean up the energy in your physical environment. If you haven't seen it, used it, engaged it, maybe it's even in 2 weeks, get rid of it. If you're a prolific, I can't even say that word, note taker, you love taking lots of notes and you've got books and books and books of ideas. Those ideas quite often are a habitual way of you staying safe because they stay in a book. You ideate consistently and you never act on them because you've got self-doubt. And the self-doubt comes from an overgrown tree, an overgrown shrub of interference. So as you reduce the noise, cleaning out your drawers internally, externally, and you start to look at all the areas of your life where you've got trapped energy, or you're entertaining unproductive, non-productive conversations or actions, you will find that by reducing the noise, pruning that shrub, pruning the tree back to its bare bones, you now have space. You now have air to breathe, and you now have an opportunity to lean into this higher guidance, like I've said before. That's where your pure decision comes from, because you pull the lever on decision when you've got clarity. You have clarity when you have space. You have space when you decide what your internal environment and external environment looks and functions like, based on how you have coded it, how you've decided it to be. So the first decision today is clean up your internal and external environment. The second decision is sit in the space. Sit in the space and expand your energy in that space. Fill the new space with yourself. And if that feels uncomfortable, then explore that new space by journaling, listening to something new, taking a walk or starting a new exercise program, maybe meeting some new people, joining a community like the one that I've got, which you'll find a link in the description below, which if you connect with people that are like you and are on the same journey as you and are expanding with you, then you have a greater magnetism to new opportunities, because now you are stabilizing your expansion in a supportive framework. You're stabilizing the new that's awakening and the new opportunities now coming into your field because you have support, structure, and this structure is in alignment with the space that it was first engineered from. So I hope this is helpful. If you enjoy these types of videos, like and subscribe, comment below, let me know what's on your mind and what you'd like me to do a video on.